Okay, so here's the latest. Doris Chen has pleaded her case following her disqualification from LPGA Q-Series, but now her caddy is contradicting many of Chen's statements. Speaking to Randell Mell, the Golf Channel, Chen's caddy, Valer, said he wanted to set the record straight.
Yeah, it was interesting last night because, he really didn't want to talk about this. He doesn't want to get involved in a public untangling of this event. But he said, quote, let me read it here. He said, "It's a mess. Doris did the wrong thing. I'm just trying to do the right thing to be fair to all those players at Q-Series who have worked so hard for a whole year." Valer said that he and Doris never saw the ball move, but he said it wasn't any spectator who found the ball when they got over here. He said it was Doris' mother who found the ball. And when they went over to get ready to play the shot, a woman came running out of the back of a house that was right there, and she was shouting that the ball was moved by a spectator. This homeowner was pointing directly at Doris' mother, saying, "It's that person right there who kicked the ball." And, Valer looked, and it's Doris' mom.
Valer told Mell he was frustrated with Chen's explanation of what happened off the 17th fairway at Pinehurst No. 7 on Friday. Chen played a ball that was moved from out of bounds to inbounds, and since she didn't penalize herself before teeing off on the next hole, she was disqualified.
He said he didn't know if the ball was out of bounds when it was moved, and he doesn't think Doris could have known that either, but he said because they were so close to being out of bounds and because Doris' mother was identified as having moved the ball, he was thinking this could be a disaster.
Several reports said it was her mother who moved her ball. Chen, who sent out a lengthy note on Twitter on Sunday, also talked to Mell about what happened. She said a spectator eventually found her ball in pine needles next to a tree. A homeowner came to me and said she saw somebody kick the ball from a good lie to a bad lie. Chen said she did not mention that the ball was out of bounds. Chen, however, wasn't sure if the homeowner's theory was accurate, mainly because the home wasn't located directly near the ball. Chen also said she still thought she was allowed to play the ball without penalty.
He told Doris right there, we've got to call a rules official. And Doris said to him, "No, I'm going to play it." He said he was upset when she played the shot, and he told her even afterwards, it's still not too late. Even though you hit the shot, we can call a rules official. He goes, you could be disqualified, depending on what really happened here. And he said, even walking up to the 18th green, he told her one more time. He was insistent. He said, "Doris, if you misplayed that shot back there and you sign your scorecard, you could be disqualified." And Valer said, he really said he didn't want to be involved with this, but he felt it was his responsibility because there's, in his words, so many of these players have spent a whole year, and Q-Series is so important. He felt like it was his responsibility to set the record straight, especially hearing what Doris was tweeting out.
Ouch! That looks so bad. I post stories like these because, first of all, they're rare, they're sensational, and because it's important to do the right thing. People work really, really hard, and most of the time in tournaments, in my experience, and I've been competing for 4 years, putting my own cash on the line, I've noticed that it's always just one stroke that takes you out of it. And so this is important to call out people that are trying to scam, trying to get away with stuff that they shouldn't be getting away with. There's just no honor in it. So I commend the caddy for going against what the player said. And according to what the stories are, it looks really bad for Doris Chen. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you got to learn the hard way.
Yeah, it was interesting in talking to her last night because initially when she talked to me, she said, "I don't want you to write anything more or go on TV and talk about this." But then I told her it's my responsibility to follow this up. I did ask her, Lisa, if her mother was there and if her mother moved the ball. Doris said her mother was following her, but she was farther up on that hole toward the green, and that her mother didn't hear any of this conversation. She said, quote, "My mother said she didn't move the ball. She doesn't know what happened." Doris also told me, she said, this is upsetting. She said, "I'm not a cheater. I've never told family members or friends to move my ball if I hit a shot in the woods. She said she learned a lesson. If there's any confusion like this, she'll call a rules official. And that's a short version of what Doris told me.